What's going on, bro? Welcome back to another episode of the Making Gains podcast, where we make gains inside and outside the gym, but pretty much had some technical difficulties trying to get my mics and whatnot set up, so some of the stuff wasn't even working, so I don't know what the hell is going on. I think it's the jack for the camera or something, but we'll figure that out. But yeah, it's currently Friday night, and felt like doing a little podcast episode for you guys. Just wanted to talk to you guys about pretty much my self-improvement journey, and where it all started, where like how it came about, and like basically just like how I've been going throughout my journey, right? And basically where I'm at today. And yeah, so we'll get right into it. Currently sipping a Rain energy drink. I've never had, I guess it's like their new Storm drink, I guess. I don't know. I saw what's his name? His name is Togi. He's like one of those steroid bodybuilder abusers, that whole like era or whatever, influence or whatever the hell you want to call him nowadays. But yeah, he basically put me on these and figured I'd give them a try, and they're pretty good, and they're pretty much cheap at the grocery store too, so can't complain. They're like almost like under $2, right? So we're just gonna go ahead, light this candle, set the vibes for the podcast episode. Hope you guys are doing well, and we'll get on their way. So basically, self-improvement. If you are ever wondering if you should start your journey, I highly recommend you start, because it's nothing but great change that happens in your life, right? So that's basically what this channel is all about. Self-improvement. Well, that's what I'm striving for, right? Is like, self-improvement, changing your life in every aspect: physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, mentally, right? In all 5 of those areas. And that's basically, what a self-improvement journey is all about. So basically just have some stuff written down that I just, trying to gonna guide us through this little episode, because I just don't want to ramble and yap to you guys. I kind of want to have some structure with these episodes. So yeah, just sit back, enjoy my little yap session. So basically where it all started is I'll never forget this day. Basically, I like to go back to this day because it was the day that I moved out of the apartment that I was living at with my ex, and it was pretty much a breaking point for me, right? Breakups are never good, never. They're basically just like life lessons, right? They're breakup. You're sad, you're heartbroken, and you never knew that this day was gonna come. So that day was October 3rd of 2023, and it was, not only was that the day that I moved out, it was also her birthday that day. So yeah, I'm pretty much, at this point, I'll probably never forget that that date in my life. So yeah, pretty much crazy timing on that part, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much where it all started, right? A breakup, and this was basically like my pain that I've taken to, improve my life, change my life for the better, right? And it's all about, taking that pain and using it for the better, because if you use that pain for the wrong reasons, then you can like really mess yourself up and set your life back even drastically, right? Because that pain already set you back. Imagine if you like go deeper down to like towards the bad side, who knows where you'll be, right? So luckily for me, I've found like self-improvement, and basically just just trying to improve myself, build myself, and basically just do it on myself, go internal, and basically like start rebuilding myself from scratch. It's like basically setting the foundation right, pouring the concrete. And you guys know where I come from. I'm literally moved down here and became I was working for a concrete plant for like 3 years, and that's really what like set this whole thing off. I believe is like uh, my mental, my physical just went to shit, and caused a rolling domino effect in my life. So yeah, here we are today, just starting and talking about our self-improvement journey. So that's basically where it all started, was that breakup, 10/3/2023, my ex's birthday, and the day that I moved out into my apartment that we're living in right now. So right, so that's basically where it all started. And I honestly, at that point, I didn't even know anything about self-improvement until I started to just like sit here and think, what the hell am I gonna do with my life? I was like just like so tied down in building a life with another person, and now I had to figure out how to build my life for myself, right? And it's completely different, honestly. So that's when I basically found um, Bedros Keuilian. I've mentioned him before on this channel. If you don't know who he is a entrepreneur, business owner, self-improvement guy, basically all that. And basically I found his podcast through a TikTok that I saw. And on TikTok they have like, some people just post like the things that they do in their life, and it's like the pictures, and you scroll, and I saw a picture, and the person was listening to a podcast, and it was Bedros. I was like, I've seen this before. Let me just go ahead and check it out, give it a listen, right? So I turn it on, and instantly in the first episode that I listened to, it was addicting, right? Like, this guy is just literally just giving you free value on how to change your life and build a business, improve your life to the 2.0 version of yourself, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, right? And that's basically, as I got further down into his episodes, it was basically I found he had mentioned that he had done a marathon, and basically he had given his audience a free 6-week training program. And he basically, like, in the episode, he tells you, like, if you really want to like drastically change your life in like a short period of time, go out and run a marathon, because that is the challenge that's going to you know improve your physical, improve your mental, and pretty much emotional and spiritual a little bit. Financial, obviously not. You're just running a marathon. So, yeah, when I heard that, I literally downloaded it. And then the following week, I had started that training. And, you know, when I started that training, I was at the old job that I was at. So I was like, doing a day shift, a night shift, and an overnight shift while starting that training, right? And then I moved into a new position, and basically I drive like 40 to 50 minutes to the job site, and then obviously work full time, come back, train, and I was lifting as well. So it was taking up like a lot of part of my days, and I was just listening to Bedros, and you know reading more books at the time, and basically just finding more podcasts that are similar to Bedros, mostly entrepreneurs, fitness people as well. But for the most part, yeah, that's what I was basically doing at the start of my journey, was listening to books, or not listening to podcasts, reading books, and training, right? And that was basically just building my physical and my mental. And then I started to get a little bit spiritual, just like praying in the morning, praying at night, and then going to church on Sundays. And ever since then, I've been, disciplined every single Sunday, go to church, read, and then, obviously train. And basically, at the same time as well, when I found Bedros's, podcast and everything, I decided to basically, stop playing video games, stop binge eating, stop watching porn, stop watching Netflix, stop watching, or stop eating, or getting sober, and then no fap, so not masturbating, and then not smoking weed, right? So drinking alcohol and smoking weed was like kind of like the first things to go, and no fap as well. That was like honestly like the day that I moved in. And then basically when I found Bedros and he was saying like you need to remove all distractions from your life, that's when, you know, I did a lot of that stuff, right? Because when I moved in, I was still playing video games with my friends and online back at home, and just trying to talk to them as I was going through my situation and stuff. But yeah, for the most part, when I realized that I needed to, remove all distractions from my life so that I can figure out what I want to do, go internal and find out what it is, what my purpose is, what I need to do that brings me fulfillment, right? It's basically what I need to do in order to, to become successful, to build yourself back up, to become the version of the man that you want to become, right? That's basically what this self-improvement journey is all about, right? So when I figured that out and figured what I really wanted to do, and that's basically pick up this little camera that you're watching me on, that I'm recording, and doing what I like to do, and that's basically creating content, right? Becoming a quote-unquote YouTuber, right? So I decided to lock in and document my journey, and basically that's when the tables had turned, and I basically just locked in and did daily content, short form, long form, and it was a grind for pretty much 100 days. I did not miss a day. You can probably go back and look at the upload schedule. You can go there, it's all there. I might have missed maybe I think I missed one day. I'm not too sure, but anyways, it was somewhere near like 100 daily uploads, and I don't know how I did it, but I did it. So, and I think that's what like the marathon training taught me, was like, just show up every day. As long as you show up every day, be consistent, be disciplined, and because when you run a marathon, you're running like 20 something miles, and you're training up until like the your race. And it's honestly, it's not 20 miles right off the bat. You obviously lean your way into it, right? Or ease your way into it, and basically, it teaches you consistency, discipline, to go internal with your mind, because when you're running, your mind seems to wander, and it goes deep, and you learn a lot about yourself. And that's why I highly recommend somebody to go out and run a marathon. If you've never ran one before, highly recommend that you just go out there, challenge yourself, follow the program. If you want to go check that out, it's honestly in Bedros's. He has it everywhere on his podcast. YouTube. I'm pretty sure you can just download it. It's free PDF. He sends it to you. He has all the diet, training, the miles that you need to do, and it was literally built by a running coach. And he gives it to you for free. So if you really want to challenge yourself, go ahead and start prepping for a marathon. That's honestly the very first thing that I started to do throughout this whole self-improvement journey, because me being a competitive person, I wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to see if I could do it, and I did it. Yeah, it did suck. Yeah, there was days where I would work 10 hours and have to go for the hardest thing I had to do was go for a 20 plus run, right? 20-mile plus run. And I remember even talking to my coworkers, they're asking me why the hell are you doing this? You're fucking crazy. How are you working this many hours, fucking like destroying your body, and then just going out and fucking running crazy amounts of miles? They just, it's just was mind blowing to them. It was just crazy. And that's really motivating to me, because I'm yeah, I'm built different. This is me, bro. I'm the man. I'm gonna do this, bro. So I don't know, that just really motivated me to do it. Just to stick with the training, and just go out there and fucking challenge yourself, do something that you've never done before. So also another big thing that Bedros talks about is challenge yourself every 6 weeks or every 6 months or so. And ever since then, and yeah, it's been about it's going on 6 months since I've ran my marathon. I haven't ran since I got ran over, but we will eventually get back into it. Just hasn't been my focus right now. My main focus was cutting down, shredding down, becoming aesthetic, becoming a Greek god. So that's what we did. That was pretty much another 6 to 8 week challenge for me. So 2 challenges in less than 6 months. Hey, physically, mentally, I feel like I've improved so much, and spiritually and emotionally, right? So we'll get a little bit into the other aspects as well. But yeah, as far as everything went, I feel like I'm pretty much improving in all aspects of my life, and that is what the self-improvement is all about, right? It's just figuring out what you need to do to improve your physical, your mental, your emotional, spiritual, and your financial, right? So physically right now, I am in the best shape of my life that I've ever been. I know that I did have some setbacks. I did pull my back and still recovering, but I still appearance wise, physically, this is the best I've ever looked. Abs, striations, veins, the overall muscle development. And mental, yeah, some days I do, I'm human. Some days I do have my bad days. Some days my mind does wander, and I do get sad, depressed, anxiety, a little bit anxious, and that just comes with life, bro. You got to learn how to deal with that on your own. That's why you need to build your mental. That's why it's so important, because when these things occur, you need to know how to, solve. It's a problem, right? You need to know how to solve it and get the solution, and make that shit go away. And basically, for me, what I usually do is film content, go to the gym, read, get closer to God. That really helped me a lot, and that's a big thing in my life now. Is you need to have faith in something, right? You need to have some sense of hope or faith in a higher power. And that's it really just like teaches you to become a better man. Just overall, just live day by day in the best way possible, right? Because we're here to help and serve others and provide value to others. So you need to find out like how do you do that every single day, whether it's just I don't know, helping somebody out, bro, like somebody that's in need, um, talking to somebody, it could be in many different ways, and you just gotta find the ways, to live better. And that's why I'm reading the Bible, because I just want to, learn and grow and figure out what it is that I need to do, or how do I become a better person from the man that I once was, right? Because I never want to become that man ever again. I hurt so many people, and I just mainly hurt myself. And you know could it have been a better situation? Yes, if I you know was the man I am today back then, yeah, of course, this whole situation probably would have never happened, right? So that's the thing that, I've learned the most, is just like become a better version of yourself. You have to, crucify your old self to become that that man that you want to become, right? So that's why I've kicked all my bad habits out of my life, and that's basically what ruined my life in the first place, right? I wouldn't say ruined my life. I'm still here, so I'm always happy and grateful to be here. Always thankful to be here. So that's another thing that I've learned. As you connect with God, just get closer to Him. You find yourself being more grateful, more thankful, and they say when you are like this, you tend to have less anxiety, less depression, less sadness in your life. It's because, you know, if you wake up every day, you are blessed, because not everybody gets to wake up every single day. Just remember that. That is why it is so important to get that faith in your life. So, and as far as emotional, I do get, I, I've never been an emotional person. I think it's just expressing how I feel is like the most important thing for me, because even in my relationship, I was like always quiet, and I didn't really like to say what was on my mind, and really didn't like to say how I felt, because I just didn't know how to. I was never really that type of person. I never really learned how to do that, and I feel like it did affect our relationship, because communication is key in the relationship, right? Because like if you're not talking, the other person doesn't know like what you're going through. And I felt like if I was more vocal, I could have helped my situation instead of just like running from it. I felt like I always did that whenever I did have a problem. So yeah, it's just like those little things that you learn throughout your journey. Like it you look back and like you try to figure out why you were doing certain things, why you were acting a certain way, or all those, why the person you were. You realize, you go back and you realize like what you could have been doing, right? What you should have been doing. So that's why it's so important, to just start your journey, because I feel like, why would you want to like be content with the person that you are? Granted, if you built yourself, and let's say you are successful in every single aspect of your life, there's always room for improvement. Always. It's just like the greatest athletes. I was listening to a podcast today. Like, just picture like Kobe, Michael, all the great basketball, or all the great, athletes, bro. They were always striving to get better, always looking for little ways to, do certain things, certain moves, whatever. Like, certain routines in their training, right? Always ways to get better. There's always ways. You just have to find out those ways in order for you to improve that way, right? So you can also look at it as I was just talking about this on my Instagram today. Like, you got to have like that Vegeta mentality. Like, if you watch Dragon Ball Z, you obviously know that Vegeta and Goku always, strive to be better than one another. And Vegeta, he always like knows that he's not not better than Goku, so that's what hurts him the most, and that's what what he strives to, what drives him, to become better, because he knows that he can never catch up to Goku, because Goku's always like one step ahead, right? He's always finding new ways to improve, and so is Vegeta, right? And that's what helps him in his training, because it hurts him so much that he knows that he'll never be better than Goku. He just has that mentality of always striving to be better than Goku, right? And not only does that, help Goku, that also helps Vegeta as well to like grow in their training. And there's even one point, if y'all watched, what is it called again? Super, DBZ Super. Um, Vegeta finds a way to, you know, I think it's like meditation, and he basically like is able to control his whole body and his whole mind through meditation. So when he goes into battle, he's just like so calm. He knows how to control his body. I forgot. It's been a while since I watched it, but it basically in that sense, right? But yeah, that's pretty much like where I started and where I'm at now. And it's always gonna be a journey. Like, this stuff does not stop. It should not stop. Then you should always find new ways to improve yourself. And as far as financially, I did put myself in a position where now I am making less money than the position I was at. But in the future, I could be making more money. But now I've put myself in a position where I can, you know, learn a new skill set and make even more money, right? So there's ways to maneuver and find opportunities to go out there and build yourself, right? So in order to do that, if you are trying to build yourself financially, it just know that it's going to take time. Like, know that this is not going to be an overnight success, and that's what you have to remember as well. Like, everybody wants to be rich, famous overnight, or be physical, have the dream physique overnight, have the mental aspect overnight. Like, this self-improvement journey, since remember October 3rd until now, what is that, 6 months, no, 8 months, right? It's been 8 months, and I'm barely starting. I'm not even a year in, bro. And honestly, you need to fall in love with the journey. I just feel like that's why I feel like I'm so grateful that I found the gym when I did, and fitness when I did, at an early age, at 18. Because being disciplined and consistent for 9 years teaches you a lot. And it just really just teaches you how to show up for yourself every single day, no matter if you want to do the things that you want to do. You got to do them anyways, right? Because that's what discipline is. It's just showing up when you don't want to. And that's why I feel like I've been able to be consistent with YouTube, be consistent with social media, be consistent with reading and journaling, and building my mental and, bodybuilding. Like it's all tying in together. Like it does get annoying sometimes when I want, these fast results and I get anxious. I think that's where most of my anxiety comes from, is just like wanting something overnight. But I just know that delayed gratification is going to help me in the long run, right? Because I want it so freaking fast, and he wants me to go through more hard work and more problems and struggles, because he's building me up. And if you are close to God, you know what I'm talking about, right? So you just, as long as you are doing all of these things to try to improve your life, like in all areas of your life, like physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, as long as you are trying to do that, all of these things will tie in together. You just have to know that it's going to take a while. That is what the entrepreneurial mindset comes into play. You have to know that this does not come overnight, and that's what a lot of people don't seem to realize, is that they want this shit overnight because they see it on social media. They see somebody post a video of them, like, I don't know, spending a lot of money, going on vacation, living their dream life, but they don't see the back end. They don't see all the hard work that person put in. They don't see all the struggles, the pains, the adversity that person went through. They just see them going out there living their dream life because they posted a YouTube video that was, posted last week, but they barely made their channel, like, I don't know, 3 months ago. Like, they could have been doing this shit for years, and they're barely posting social media right now because they're trying to build more. They made it, and they're trying to build more of it, right? That's what things that you have to look at, and that's kind of like the things that I struggle with as well. It's just like wanting that instant gratification. But as long as you know that delayed gratification, you will, set yourself up for success, because it's going to take long. So as far as everything is physically, like I said, I am in the best shape of my life. Mental, I'm always in a good mental state because I'm always striving to learn. I'm always striving to become better. I'm always striving to, be positive and trying to help others as best as I can. Just, trying to inspire and motivate you guys through content, right? And then, like I said, emotional, talked about that. Basically, gotta learn how to control your feelings, whether you get angry, get sad, you know, things like that. And then spiritual, honestly, this is the most spiritual I've ever been in my life. I Since my journey began, since and until now, I've been, you know, pray in the morning, pray at night, read the Bible, go to church, since the starting point, pretty much, and until this day. So, and as far as financial, I just know that this is the hardest part because everybody wants to make more money. Everybody wants to provide for their family and live freely, financial freedom, right? Everybody talks about that. Everybody wants to do that, and everybody wants to get rich quick. But that money doesn't come quick. Just like I said, your physique doesn't come quick. Like, you have to know, and you have to go out there and put yourself in a position to where you are going to make more money because you've built a skill set in order to achieve more money, or you've done something, you've built a business that's going to help you achieve more money, right? And that stuff takes years. It's a lot of trial, error, success, failures, pain, struggle, trauma, adversity, all that stuff. And you need to learn that, and connect with others so that you can learn from them. That way you don't make the same mistakes. And that's pretty much what I've learned as well, is like trying to learn from other people's you learn from other successful people's mistakes, so that way you don't make the same mistake as them, right? Especially in business. So you can learn from them by listening to podcasts. Honestly, that's why I listen to podcasts now. It's just learning from others, and just like trying to one thing is that I struggle with is like trying to network and find people that have the same goals and motivation as me, and are like doing the same things that I want to do. And yeah, I just feel like there's not a lot of people like that, or maybe there is, or maybe I'm just in the wrong area. But as far as I know, I have not been able to, find anybody, I guess, in my area at least. But yeah, just know overall, if you are looking to, start your journey, you have to start with something. You have to start with a challenge. And remember that if you are starting because you are feeling some type of pain or trauma, or you go through like these struggles, try to find ways that are going to help you motivate yourself, I guess. So yeah, that main pain for me was a breakup, and I feel like a lot of men can relate to that, especially because I feel like men, a heartbreak is harder for them than I think than a woman, because when we I feel like when men get attached, they get attached. It's a different type of attach, if that makes sense. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but anyways. But yeah, I feel like a lot of men just go through heartbreak worse than women, because they I feel like, I'm not saying all girls are like this, but I feel like most girls will go out, have a girls' night, uh, I don't know, drink, find some random guy, or just like, I don't know, have that hot girl summer mentality. And for guys, it's really just like fighting demons, and you know, like I said, becoming the man that you want to become, becoming that leader, becoming that king that you always strive to become. And um, it's just different. I don't it if It's just like we have a when it happens, we like a switch in our mind just like flips, and it's like, all right, it's time to lock in, like type shit, you know what I mean? So anyways, that's basically the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this second episode of the podcast. If you want me to do more of these podcasts, I plan on doing more. Just let me know in the comments. Um, but yeah, if you ever thought about starting your self improvement journey, I highly recommend you just start. And yeah, it's just a learning process. And it's basically, let's just say, it's just improving your life for the better. And this will only work, I feel like, if you have gone through some type of pain, breakup, trauma, adversity, uh, um, limiting beliefs, or bad habits. So if you are one of these people, I highly recommend just looking into some type of self-improvement challenge to get your journey started. And yeah, that's basically my advice and my journey so far. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Making Gains Podcast. Making gains inside and outside the gym. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give it a like, comment, share, and subscribe. More content on the way. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.